This is Alai Online Radio TV. Good day and welcome to our news update. Here we bring you a combination of major stories from around the world and important developments from Western Nigeria. Stay tuned as we keep you updated. Here are the news. In Utah, UK police said Palestine Action protester will be arrested again. In details, London Metropolitan Police warned that anyone showing support for Palestine Action is now likely to be arrested. Weekly after the force said it would not do so, police had said in February that it would refrain from arresting supporters following the High Court's ruling that the ban on Palestine Action as a terror group was unlawful. But on Thursday, Deputy Assistant Commissioner James Harman said the MIT has reviewed its stance following the court decision to allow the government to appeal that decision. While the High Court has found the proscriptions of Palestine actions to be unlawful, it is confirmed that the impact of the judgment will not take effect until the government appeals has been considered, which could take many months. Haman said that means it is still a crime offense to support Palestine action. Haman said police must enforce the law as it is at the time, not as it must be at the future date, and that continued enforcement is likely to involve the arrest of those committing offense where support for the group is displayed. Earlier on Thursday, several activists linked to Palestine actions who were released on bail last month spoke at news conference about life in jail and the lasting effects on their health following a lengthy prison hunger strike. US-Israel war on Iran. What is happening on day 27 of the attack? In details, the United States and Israel war on Iran continued, with an Al Jazeera correspondent in Tehran reporting strikes are increasing in number and intensity amid conflicts seen claims about whether negotiations are taking place. US President Donald Trump says talks are happening, but Iran rejected the talks, saying it will continue to resist US aggression. On Thursday, Iran carried out retaliatory strikes against Israel and several Gulf countries as the Middle East conflict sees no sign of ending and global energy and food prices continue to rise. According to Al Jazeera correspondent, with Israel announcing extensive strike on central Isfahan alongside US forces, Israel has launched a wave of extensive strike across Iran. Iranian reports that two teenage boys were killed in a recent US-Israeli strike on a residential area in a village in the country of Shirak. Australia bans visitors from Iran amid war in the Middle East. In details, Australia has temporarily banned visitors from Iran, claiming that the United States-Israeli war on the country has increased the risk that Iranian passport holders could refuse to be unable to fly home once their short-term visitors' visa expire. Australian Department of Home Affairs said on Wednesday that the restriction on Iranian visitors would be for a period of 6 months, describing the move as in the national interest amid rapidly changing global conditions. The conflict in Iran has increased the risk that some temporary visa holders may be unable or unlikely to depart Australia when their visas expire, the Home Affairs Department said in a statement. This measure gives the government time to assess the situation properly, while still allowing flexibility in limited cases, it said. The ban applies to Iranian citizens who are currently outside Australia, even if they have an Australian visitor's visa for tourism or work. Exceptional to the ban include Iranian citizens already in Australia, those currently in transit to Australian spouses, de facto partners or dependent children of Australian citizens, and those with permanent visas. Extension will also be considered on a case-by-case basis, such as for the parents for Australian citizens, the department said. US lawmaker push for pausing data central until AI safeguard in place. In details, two progressive lawmakers in the United States are pushing for a moratorium on new AI data centers to ensure the rapidly advancing technology does not threaten the future of humanity. The legislation unveiled by Senator Bernie Sanders and House Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez on Wednesday would pause construction of data center until the introduction of national safeguards to protect workers' livelihood, civic liberty, and the environment. Sanders, an independent who represents the state of Vermont, said a moratorium was needed as lawmakers were way behind in their understanding of AI. We cannot sit back and allow a handful of billionaire big tech allege to make decisions that will reshape our economy, how democracy and the future of humanity, Sanders said. We need serious public debate and democratic oversight over the emotionally consequential issues. The time for action is now. We need a federal moratorium on AI center, he said. Diving into the Western Nigeria, Lagos 2027, who succeeds Sanwo-Olu? In details, Lagos, with less than 10 months to governorship election, may aspirants have commenced subtle moves to outfit with another to clinch the flag of All Progressive Congress (APC). In Lagos State and succeed Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, already the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has approved and issued a revised timetable and schedule of activities for the 2027 general election. The Commission has earlier fixed Saturday, February 20, 2027 for the Presidential and National Assembly election and Saturday, March 6, 2027 for the Governorship and State House of Assembly elections pursuant to the Electoral Act 2022. Following the repeal of the Electoral Act 2022 and enactment of the Electoral Act 2026, which introduced adjustments to statutory timelines governing pre-election and electoral activities, the Commission reviewed and realigned the schedule to ensure full compliance with the new legal framework. In accordance with the approved schedule of activities, the conduct of party primaries, including the resolutions of disputes arising from primaries, will commence on April 23, 2026 and end on May 30, 2026. Yoruba group allege political backing for rising terror attack. In details, several planned Yoruba groups under the aegis of the Alliance of Yoruba Democratic Movement have warned that Nigeria is entering a new phase of terrorism, alleging that extremist elements with political backing are intensifying attacks across countries as part of the broader agenda to destabilize democracy. The group, under the umbrella of the Alliance of Yoruba Democratic Movement, issued the warning in a communique at the end of a 2-day conference held in Lagos, where they also called on President Bola Tinubu and the National Assembly to restructure the country before the 2027 presidential elections. They raised security concerns, warning that terrorists has entered a new phase of operation in Nigeria, particularly with the introduction of improvised explosive devices. Ogun 2027, 11 men, 4 women battle to succeed Dr. Abiodun. In details, as the countdown to the 2027 general election gather momentum, political activities in Ogun State are in upswing, with no fewer than 15 aspirants comprising 11 men and 4 women jostling to succeed Governor Dr. Abiodun, whose second-term tenure will lapse on May 29, 2027. Check revealed that the race of the converted Oke-Igbenyi government house is already attracting heavyweights across party lines. technocrats and seasoned politicians, all positioning themselves for what promises to be a kneeling contested succession battle. Among the leading aspirants is Senator Solomon Adjola, popularly known as Yayi, who currently represents Ogun West Senatorial District in the Senate. Regarded as a frontrunner, Adiola is said to enjoy widespread support, including backing from a significant number of members of the State House of Assembly, though speculations persist about alleged presidential sympathy for his ambition. The senator has continued to consolidate the base, building strong political structures across the state in a bid to broaden his appeals. From the People Democratic Party (PDP), the 2023 governorship candidate, Mr. Oladipupo Adebutu, popularly known as Lado, remains a formidable figure, maintaining firm control of the party structure in the state. That brings us to the end of our news update. I am Oluwatoyin Elebute. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more at Alayo Online Radio TV. Thank you for watching.